Okay, so everybody just keep in mind that I get to flip on my webcam, put on my headset, and say whatever crazy stuff runs through my brain. That's what this whole vlog thing is about. I just get to come on here and rant about whatever bothers me today. And a lot of the things that I'm going to rant about are going to be right out of the news. So let's just get this out of the way early in this whole process. I don't vote. Voting is participating in a corrupt system, and I don't want no part of it. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Libertarian. I'm not an Independent. I'm not a Tea Party, if they still have Tea Party. I'm not a Green Party. I'd consider being a Whig. I might do that. If they still have the Whig Party, I might consider joining that, but I think political party is an oxymoron. It doesn't seem like it's a party to me. So, that whole disclaimer out of the way today, I'm just going to talk about this dude, Kilmar Abrego Garcia. This seems to be all over the news. Right? And if you haven't heard the story, you need to come out from the cave you live in and read some news. I'm not going to explain it to you. But here's the thing. This is just my take. Again, I get to rant about whatever I want because I have the camera and I have the headset. So there it is. This guy got deported to El Salvador, and apparently he holds an El Salvadoran passport, but he lived in this country for so many years. I don't know how many years. You can look it up. And what they haven't talked about is he's married to a U.S. citizen. And if you're married to a U.S. citizen, I believe your legal status is immediate family, and I'm not a lawyer. Another thing I'm not a lawyer. And when you start talking about immediate family, the rules get crazy weird. Like, if you've been here less than 180 days, you could apply for your spouse, your wife, in his case, could sponsor him, but he has to go back to his country and wait for that paperwork to go through. If it's been more than 180 days, it actually matters how many times he crossed the border illegally. If he crossed one time, then she can sponsor him. If he crossed the border multiple times illegally, then he can't. That's how crazy weird these rules are. And so my hot take is we, average people, do not have the legal understanding or training to really get into this and form a well thought out opinion. We just don't know. Right? Secondly, I don't trust anything the media says about this. Okay? I believe that there are people on both sides of the issue lying their ass off. I don't believe anything the U.S. government, administration, the people in power say, and I don't believe half the stuff the liberals say. I think they're all making it up. They've turned poor Kilmar into a political battleground. And, he's just one guy that got caught up in this situation. It's become a political issue and people are lying their butts off. So, my opinion is I don't have enough facts. And I don't think any of us have enough facts to really understand. I know there's some people say, oh, he was MS-13. He was MS-13 gang member. And some people say, no, he wasn't. They said he was in the New York chapter of MS-13 and he never lived there. I don't know. I think the only way we could know the truth is if we sat down across the table from Kilmar and he told us and we could see the look in his eyes and we would know if he was telling the truth or not. But we're not going to get the truth from the media. It's become too much of a political show now. So that's what I think on that. And you can take my opinion for what it's worth. It's worth every penny you paid for it. So thank you for watching.